Hi, thanks for joining. I'm Don Ranatunga, a licensed real estate broker in Ontario, Canada. Today's segment, we will discuss about the two methods or relationships a home buyer or seller can establish with a brokerage. Let me start with an example. When you go to the grocery store and buy a commodity such as a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk, you become a customer of the store. Even for a more expensive item, such as the purchase of a car, the same applies, and you become the customer of the dealership or the seller. This can be further expanded to the purchase of a house. If you purchase a house as a commodity where you exchange money with the selling party to own a house, you become a customer for the seller. Think about a new home builder and a visit to see their model home. When you are a customer, the selling party does not owe you any duty to make sure that your interests and desires are met. For example, a seller of a car will simply do what's best for them to sell the car at the highest possible price to you or anyone else interested in purchasing it. Of course, such a seller of a vehicle cannot cheat you, for example, by lying about an accident that happened with the car. However, the seller may not be required to disclose such events to you as a customer, and you may be responsible to do due diligence to find out about the history of the vehicle. Similarly, a new home builder may not be required to point out to you that the advertised price could have additional charges when the house is ready for occupancy. As a customer, you become responsible to research and find out about your purchase and negotiate with the seller. So that's about being a customer. What about being a client? For example, if you seek a service from a service provider and agree on specific services, for example, through a written document, you become a client of that service provider. A good example would be financial service providers, lawyers, business consultants, and of course, real estate brokers and brokerages. In this case, the service provider is legally obligated to look after your best interest and always be obedient and loyal to the client that they represent. When providing services to a client, a real estate broker must introduce all properties that are known by the broker and deemed suitable to the client, regardless of the commission or payment considered for the broker. Remember, when you are a client of a brokerage, you are seeking a service from the brokerage, not purchasing a house from them. The brokerage becomes your hired expert to help you find a great home as per your requirements through extensive research of the market and advise you based on their expert knowledge and negotiate on your behalf when the time is right to submit offers to purchase. So as a consumer, is it better for you to be a customer or a client? It depends. If you are buying a loaf of bread, you probably won't need a market expert to advise you and negotiate price on your behalf. However, if you are investing your life savings on stocks or purchasing a house for, say, $500,000 in a competitive market, having an expert by your side that spends all their professional time on keeping up to date on the field is probably in your best interest. In the case of a real estate purchase, select your brokerage wisely. Once you are confident that a brokerage and its representatives have the expertise and experience to provide you an excellent service, consider getting them under a buyer representation agreement or a seller representation agreement to look after your best interest rather than asking them to just send property listings. Remember, if you just want property listings from a broker and help with submitting offers to purchase, you may have inadvertently requested to be the customer rather than client. In this case, you have given the broker the option to try and sell you a property in the market with the idea of earning commission without having to look after your best interest. Thank you again for watching this video, and I hope it helped you to understand the difference between a customer and a client, especially in the context of real estate. Please feel free to contact me anytime if you have any questions regarding this video or anything regarding real estate in Ontario. Wish you all the best.